Hello, crypto lunatics. Today I'm going to talk about Jasmy coin. Now, Jasmy is my biggest holding, and this is definitely not financial advice. This is just edutainment for beginners to show you the thought process that I used to when I was researching crypto. So yes, I am invested in Jasmy, but you can apply what I'm going to tell you about my thought process to researching any crypto. Because one thing you're going to hear a lot in crypto is do your own research, folks. Do your own research. So how do you do your own research? Well, let me tell you how I did mine. So this all started back in 2021. I got into the bull market at the wrong time. I lost a lot of money, and then I decided to take it seriously. So I then started researching and applying principles that I'd learned from my days in finance. So that brings us neatly to what qualifies me to even be talking about this stuff. So back in 2009 to 2011, I co-founded a funding company, and it was my job to do two things. First, to build up relationships with investors and run investment events for them. And the second one was to help early stage businesses or sometimes mid stage businesses to pitch for funding. So I became a pitch coach and investor relations. And part of that was speaking to a lot of investors about what do you invest in and why do you invest in them. So after conversations with hundreds of investors, there were certain themes that used to come up. Now that's traditional investment, folks. That's, let's call it Web 2. That's not to do with crypto. I've had to educate myself into a few aspects of crypto, which I'm going to explain to you today, especially when we talk about Jasmy. So probably the most important thing when speaking to investors that they look for is the strength of a team. Now, the Jasmy team, as we will discuss in more detail later, are very strong. They're the ex-Sony team, which straight away got my attention. So that was a very big plus point. And when I first got into them, the idea with crypto is to be self-custody. So if you've done any sort of research into crypto, you'll have experts telling you, get yourself a Trezor, get yourself a ledger, self-custody is the way, stay off exchanges. Well, I couldn't work out ledgers or Trezors, and I didn't have enough money invested to really warrant one. So I did everything that you shouldn't. I risked keeping all of my crypto on exchanges, and guess what? I wasn't hacked. Could be lucky, could be a bit of intuition, could be just luck of the draw. So bear this in mind, folks. Self-custody is what most crypto is about. For me, I used three exchanges for all my transactions, which I did to share my risk. So I wasn't all into one exchange, and they were Binance, Nexo, and Revolut. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend any of them because you can never recommend them, but I can say that I haven't had any problems with any of them. And I've had a very pleasant user experience on all three of them. Pros and cons wise, I would say that Binance, well, it's very big. Customer service is very poor, but it is I generally didn't have any problems on it. Nexo, I really love. They've now closed Nexo to the UK audience, which I find is a terrible shame because I've really enjoyed the Nexo experience, and they pay very good interest on their cryptos. So the idea of compound interest on your crypto assets, that was a very good thing. No wonder they've banned them in the UK because if people got wind of it, they'd probably move all their money out of the banking system and collapse it overnight. So well done, Nexo. And I was lucky to get in. But Revolut's obviously a huge platform, and crypto's only a part of what they do. And Revolut, I wouldn't necessarily recommend. There's very poor vesting options on Revolut. Their fees are generally higher than other platforms. But what they do is give you very easy exposure to very low market cap coins. So bearing that in mind and bearing in mind that I wasn't putting much in, when I started researching the cryptos on Revolut, I used a single metric to start with, and that was which crypto has the biggest difference between its peak at the very top of the cycle and where it currently was. And the one that was by massively out high was Jasmy. I thought this is insane, what it used to be and what it is now. And then I started researching from that point. But let's use a crypto thing that you can see on the screen behind me here, folks. So if you look here, We've got the Jasmy circulating supply, 49.3 billion. Now the total supply and maximum supply are 50 billion. So look at these. There's very little difference, and this is a very good thing in crypto. The closer the circulating supply is to the maximum supply, the better the tokenomics are. Why, Adam? Well, bear in mind this video is for beginners, and if you're an experienced crypto investor, this will be boring for you. But for early stage investors or people new to the space, this is really important. So with cryptos, you have investor dumpage, which is what you have to navigate yourself around. You've got people that will dump coins. And for this, they've got vesting schedules. So early stage investors get in at usually a reduced amount. And then over time, they're released coins, which they then dump on the market. So a lot of price is suppressed within crypto because of poor vesting schedules or people that don't realize this. There's no danger of that with Jasmy because most of the coins are on the market. And all you need to know if you're in a very early stage investor or you're new to crypto is two things. One, the closer the circulating supply is to the total supply and maximum supply, the better. And that the vesting schedules are significant. So vesting schedules is probably another video for another day, but for all intents and purposes, Jasmy has extremely good tokenomics, which is a factor in crypto. So let me share you my screen now. So let's take you onto coin market cap, and let's look at the all of time Jasmy. So let's look here. It was released back here. Back in 2021, it came on the market at $1.40. And at one stage, it went up to $4.29. Now, what happened here is one of the co-founders did a rug pull, which meant they sold a massive amount of their tokens. They made a ton of money, and Jasmy got a lot of negative press. Now, look, the price went down to 0.01 after that. And I believe it got worse over time. And I know that this looks like the chart from a scam coin, but look here. It went down to below 0.01. That's how low it went. So, and here you can just see it got worse and worse. And it was sitting there at a fraction of a penny. In fact, below a fraction at 0.004. So this was when I got in, folks, with all transparency. I got in around about here. So at 0.00 roughly 6, or let's say 5. So that means that from when I got in, there's already been a 400% gain. So it's already pumped, it's already run, it's already shown good promise. But I still believe that there's plenty to go because of the tokenomics, the team, and where it's at. Now, early horses to run generally tend to be the best ones in crypto. It shows that they've got potential, and it shows that they'll run again when the market turns, which I believe could be soon. So you've got all sorts here as to what Jasmy is. You can read through all of this. And in fact, I'm taking the explanation that I got from ChatGPT, which is quite interesting. ChatGPT does a good thing. Let's look at what Jasmy actually does here. And all of this will be in the summary of the video, so you can read this yourself. What I like about Jasmy is that it is all about us keeping control of our data. So at the moment, every platform that you use, they take your data and they sell it. So if you don't pay for the product, you are the product. Companies like, say, social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they take all of your data and your habits and they sell them to third parties. What Jasmy allows you to do is choose who to sell your data to and where to sell it so that you actually get paid for it. You get Jasmy tokens. So it takes out the middleman and puts you in control of your data and lets you decide who you're going to share it with. So again, all of this is going to be in the summary. I won't insult you by reading through it, but just to say that Jasmy is doing some incredible things. And also, folks, there's another thing that's really relevant with Jasmy, and that is that it is regulated. It's fully regulated in Japan, and that's massive. So many cryptos, their price has been suppressed because they have got to go through the regulators, and they're in court at the moment. And the US and the UK are very backward thinking when it comes to crypto. The fact that Jasmy doesn't have to deal with any of that is a massive advantage in the current market, because there's a lot of companies that are being taken through the courts at the moment, and there's a lot of companies with their price suppressed because of the fear that they might be taken through the courts. Jasmy has no such risk. So, in summary, very strong team, great tokenomics. They've got regulation, which is absolutely massive, and they've already ran pretty well so far in this bull market. And is there plenty to go? Well, I believe that there is, but as everyone will tell you, and as I will tell you, do your own research on that, folks. And if you want more updates from me, where you don't get the geek language and I just give you it straight, well, please subscribe here and like this video. And if you want more of my random musings, then click this video here. Thanks, folks. Thanks for your time and good luck in your crypto journey.